Guys, happy Sunday. Welcome to our podcast on this Sunday. I really hope you're well. I hope you've had a wonderful week, and I really hope that you're looking forward to the week ahead and you're all in good health. So today I wanted to follow up on something that I spoke to you about a couple of weeks ago. Now, one of the things that I did speak to you about was making financial decisions, and how sometimes when we think about them, do we always think about the long-term impact of those decisions that we make, and how actually thinking about, how will this impact me in the next 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, 2 years, whatever time horizon you're looking at, how will this impact me, can actually help us make better financial decisions for the long term. So I really wanted to follow up on that, because I feel like Joanne and I have been having lots of discussions this week, and I feel like my thinking has evolved from that. And it's not only, how will my financial decisions impact me in that time horizon, but also, how the type of person we are and our kind of almost like our financial personalities can impact our decisions. And if we think more about the person that we want to be also in those future time horizons, so if we're looking at 5 years or 10 years, 3 years, 2 years, whatever your time horizon is, like what person do you want to be in that time horizon, then you can also then make decisions now that actually help you become that person. And I'm not talking here about that. Also, that obviously, sounds a bit big when we're saying like what type of person do you want to be, but if you kind of think about that in terms of what your financial situation and where you want to be, then how do you want to be able to describe yourself in that time horizon in the future? Do you want to be somebody who has a mortgage? Do you want to be somebody who has a savings pot? Do you want to be somebody who budgets regularly and tries to stick to that budget? Like, it's going to be really personal to you about what type of person you want to be in the future. For me, I definitely want to be somebody that saves. I want to be somebody that invests to grow for the future. I want to be somebody who makes kind of savvy financial decisions, thinking about the long term. And if I take those as some examples, if you want to be somebody that saves, and I'm not talking about saving for a particular thing here, so I'm not saying saving up for a holiday or for a car or for a new phone or anything like that. I'm talking about saving to have a pot of money that's there for life's events. It's not to be spent, there's no purpose for it. It is there. If I need it, it's there, and if I don't need it, it will be there, and it will continue to hopefully grow. So if that's the type of person that I want to be, then what do I need to put in place to be able to do that? And it's kind of got me thinking about, this is why I spoke about our kind of financial personalities before, because if you're somebody who money burns a hole in your pocket, as soon as you get it you spend it, then actually if you want to become a saver, then that's obviously a big shift. But if you do want to do that, then you have to think, right, what do I usually do when I get money in my pocket? If I spend it, then what do I need to change? What do I need to put in place to help me become the person that I want to be? And it's those kind of things. So, maybe you open a new savings account, and you set up a direct debit or a standing order that just goes straight in there, so that you take out all of that kind of need for you yourself to think, okay, I'll put money in my savings account. Maybe you do that at the beginning of the month rather than at the end of the month after you've gone through. So for example, you get paid, you put your money in your savings account straight away. You don't wait for the month to happen and then see if you've got anything left over, because that isn't forming that habit that you really want, and that discipline that you need to then be able to look at yourself in the future and say, I am somebody who saves. So that's what things that I would be thinking about for myself. So I guess what the important thing maybe about what I'm trying to say here is, think about who you are now. Think about what that means for your current money decisions, and then think about the person that you want to be in the future. And whatever that is, then take steps backwards. So what would I need to put in place now to be able to reach that point? And I think then we can then take a bit more control over our finances. And Jermaine and I have spoken a lot this week, actually. It's been a real big topic of our conversations this week, is about, what are the type of people that we want to become. And part of that is driven by, what do we want to be able to teach our children? and we feel like there are probably several money lessons that we'd want to teach them, but if we haven't actually done it ourselves, if we haven't actually been disciplined to do those things that we want to teach them ourselves, then how are we going to be able to teach them? We're not actually going to be able to teach them in the best way for those things. For example, if we'd never been able to save any money before in our lives, we just spent it all, but we want to teach our children that, you know, it's important to save, it's important to get an emergency fund, it's important, you know, to benefit from that compound interest, to use your ISAs, then we'd be far better able to teach them if we'd have actually done those things ourselves. So yeah, there's a couple of things there that I just wanted to share with you. Always share our thinking with you, in the hope that it may help you with your thinking as well. But I'm going to leave it there. I really hope you've had a truly wonderful week, as I said in the beginning, and I wish you all the best for the next week ahead, and we can't wait to speak to you again next week. So you take care, guys, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye.